Hi, everybody. This is Beth McCullough. I'm an independent Stampin' demonstrator in Iowa, and I do live videos every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for joining us today. Tuesday night is the highlight of our week, isn't it, Steve?
It is. We enjoy this.
So
We've got such good friends to spend time with.
Yes, it is wonderful. We are going to do a quick video. I want to show you something first. We host Thanksgiving every year. And every other year, it's even bigger because the kids and their spouses and the cousins and spouses come. So this year, I had to make 3 new name cards. Michael, who's Lindsay's husband, Amy and Bree, who are my son's new wives. Amy and Sean got married in June. Bree and Ryan get married Thanksgiving weekend. Yay! So when I made these, I was like, oh my goodness, what if I don't have the stamp set? Because I use these year after year. This is long retired. It's French foliage, and that's what I made them out of. And the note cards are just a piece of very vanilla, and it's 4 inches across and 3 inches up and down. And I score them at 1.5 inches. And then I just stamp different fall colors. And then on the computer, I type the names, and I punch them out with this punch that's long retired. I don't know the name, but this year, because I had to find it again, it is now called Forever Forward, the Thanksgiving place card punch, so that I don't sell it or give it away. So these 2 things are going in the Thanksgiving box.
Somehow I doubt that's what it was called in the catalog all those years ago.
It was not called that, but don't you think it should be? It's important because these are cute. And
there's even something more important about all this.
What's that?
You have proven you can actually find things in your stash in the basement.
Right? I can. Yay me.
I thought it was just all long and lost.
What are you trying to say, Steve?
Nothing.
Guess what? The seasonal sales started today. Can you put up the graphic for the seasonal sales, Steve?
I just did.
Look at you. Okay. This is for what? 4 days. And what's on sale? We have 10% off all punches. This is in the annual catalog, the big catalog. 15% off stamp sets, 20 off dies, 20 off embossing folders, and 20 off of most of the designer series paper. It is a great deal. I'm putting an order in. If you're in the Des Moines area, contact me. You can save on shipping and have it shipped to me. Otherwise, use my host code and you will get special things from me. And I totally appreciate that. Do you appreciate that, Steve?
I definitely appreciate that.
Okay. I had a comment and I should have written her name down. I'm going to email her. I made notebooks. I've made lots of personalized notebooks with names for backstage in August. I gave like 10 different demonstrators notebooks with their name on them. And we'll put a link to those notebooks too. Super cute. But this is my template for the notebook. You can make them out of cardstock, or this was designer series paper that was thicker from a couple years ago. But when I made them for backstage, I noticed sometimes a little bit of the notebook showed. And that was a problem. Bless you, Steve.
Sorry.
Another problem was this was 8 by 11.5. And our paper's 8.5 by 11. So you needed a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Not everyone has that. And we're problem solvers, right, Steve?
We are problem solvers.
So I took this notebook halfway through making the backstage notebooks and came up with a new template. Okay, it looks funny. But what it is 2 pieces of cardstock. You don't need a 12 by 12 anymore. You need one 8.5 by 11, and you need one 5.5 by 8.5. So we're going to use the 2. And then the second piece, we're gluing on the back to extend it. So when we put the notebook in here, there's plenty of room. And there's space on all the sides. So it fits better. So that's what I'm going to show you tonight.
It's the MacGyver version.
It's the MacGyver. Yeah, it's like a Steve version. You got to love that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 8.5 by 11 in the trimmer, and I'm going to put the left edge all the way at 4 3/4. And Steve has the scoring measurements. Look how good he is. Good job.
Hey.
4 3/4. I'm going to get rid of the cutting blade. We don't want to cut this. And I'm going to score it 4 3/4. It's basically every 1/2 inch. I'm going to do 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. It's probably not easy to see on black, but that is what we have. So then I'm going to take, before I get rid of this, I'm going to do one other thing. So here's how I had it in the trimmer. Turn it, because this is the back of the notebook and this is the front of the notebook. And I'm going to make space for the pen. So these RSVP pens, you can put designer series paper in here. And Steve has he has it up. He can read my mind. We don't talk about this before we start. It's a 3/4 inch by 3 1/4. And I wrap it around the pen and kind of shove it in. And it takes some maneuvering to get it in there. But if you're determined, you can get it in. And it won't look good on this, but the notebooks I give away coordinate. So it hooks on this little, what would you call this thing,
Flap.
Steve? Flap. That's a good name for it. And the pen goes in there. And I just think that's super cute. A lot of my Bible study fellowship gals have gotten this with a scripture verse or their name at the end of the year in May. So anyway, so I'm going to cut the 2 inches by putting the left edge of the short side at 2 inches. And I'm going to cut this time between the score lines. And you can use your scissors if you can't see. Really hard to see on the black. I'm going to cut it 2 inches. I'm going to move it over to 2 1/2. I do have another video out there from a couple years ago showing the original notebook. If you want to make the smaller one with the 12 inch, it is out there. So I didn't go quite up to the score line here. So I'm just going to give it a little snip. Okay, so I'm done with the trimmer. I'll put that away. And I'm going to grab a bone folder. And here's the front of the notebook. And then we're going to score the other way. Mountain, Valley, Mountain. Do you know what that means, Steve? It's a crafter thing.
You're making a V is what you're doing.
Oh. Crafters do Mountain, Valley, Mountain.
I just do a V.
And Steve does a V.
Or
an
it's
M.
actually,
or an M.
It's an M or a W.
Yeah.
With a very small home.
And now remember, the big side is the front. The short side is the back, because we're going to solve that problem. I did not make you a pen to go in here. That'll happen later. But I do have some tear and tape, and I'm going to show you where that goes. The tear and tape goes above where the pen flap is and below the pen flap.
On the short side or the long side?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Is it one side?
On the inside?
On the
Is that
inside?
This is on the inside. So here's the front flap of the notebook. Here's where the pen goes. And we're just getting this layer to lay flat. So on the right-hand side, we put tear and tape above and beyond, above and below.
That tape is really something. It goes above and beyond.
It does. So it's going to go above and below, and then we're just going to seal it down. And this makes the little compartment to put our pen in, which is lovely, right?
Right.
Then you can go and here's my notebook. It's hiding from me. This is a mini legal size notebook. You can get it at Office Depot or Office Max or probably any office supply store. Okay. And if you look at this,
that's not long enough.
It's not going to fit. Hence why we have the other piece. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put tear and tape here. And I'm going to put the notebook in so it's very secure. But I'm not going to put it all the way to the edges because the notebook doesn't go all the way to the edges on this version. Okay. I like these with their name on it because people like getting gifts with their name on it. But for this one, what I did is I took a card that I had made in the past, and I'm going to put a card on the front of it because I like the card. And I thought it would make a pretty notebook. So you just line this edge up over to the edge and then leave about the same amount of space above and below. And then this is going to cover the front. Isn't that lovely? Now we're going to go ahead and take our other piece of cardstock. This is the 5.5 by 8.5. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it so it's even with this piece coming out. Okay. Bless you.
This is something new and different.
Yeah.
This happened on a video before.
So
I must be allergic to snow. It's snowing today for the first time. We have the first measurable snow of the year.
Yes, it is our first snow. It would be good if there was glue in here, wouldn't it?
I think it's always funny when you pick the one bottle that won't
I have
go.
15 bottles over here.
I'm
You
looking
can't
at
see
them
them.
right now.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm putting glue where I know the paper is going to be. Okay. I know the paper is going to go here. I'm not sure how far up it's going to go, but I'm just going to line it up. Again, this is a half a sheet of cardstock. I want it to be equal on the outside, but this isn't rocket science, right? No one's going to know for sure.
Plus it's glue, so you got wiggle room.
Yes. Yes. The wiggle room is important. So I'm just lining it up. And it's a little bit of a, I would say, what would you say that is? About a quarter of an inch.
Quarter an inch.
Yay. Okay.
Beautiful.
So we'll smash that down. That would be what you would do, isn't it?
Right.
And so on the back, if that bothers you that there's a little seam there, then you need to use a 12 by 12. But it bothered me more if some of this notebook showed behind the cover. Okay. And then this is just a card. This stamp set is actually retired, but I just thought it was really pretty. And I could see someone that I would give this notebook to. So this is a card front. Other things I've done is, like I said, names or scripture verses, print that out, put it on a circle and a scallop behind it.
So you could also just put some beautiful DSP on there, right?
Right. Absolutely. You could cover the whole thing with DSP. But like I said, it looks funny with a non-matching pen. I have to move that because it doesn't look right to me. But isn't this cute? I mean, your imagination is whatever you want it to be, right? Cute notebooks, put their name, put the pen. I just wanted to show, because I had a sweet blog follower ask me how you make it. And this is how you make it with the 8.5 by 11. So can we show just a couple more things? I know Steve has to run off to a meeting, but the mini catalog is coming out in celebration. We're only doing one celebration next year. It's January, February. Don't miss out. You get free things with every $50 order. And the mini catalog is beautiful. I love that it's purple. And don't you love that flower on the outside?
Yeah, it is pretty.
So cute. To do the catalog launch, I tried to sign up for that set, but funny thing, someone else already had it because everyone likes it. But anyway, I hope you have a blessed day. Prize Patrol is going to be over on YouTube this week. We'll announce it next week. Sean and Amy are coming this week. Amy will announce the winner from YouTube next Tuesday. So come back next Tuesday. Even if you watched it on Facebook, it helps more if you'd watch it on YouTube. But go over to YouTube and leave us a comment. Amy will draw a name and let you know next Tuesday. And come back and see Amy next week.
Yay.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye everybody.